Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology, Shipur. Welcome you all on a 8th session of online webinar series of Trends and Opportunities in Food Industry, organized by Sharat Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology, Shipur. Today's webinar is all about career opportunities in food technology, which will be presented by our honorable speaker, Mr. Sanjay Indani sir. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce our honorable speaker and senior consultant, Mr. Sanjay Indani sir. Mr. Sanjay Indani sir has been associated with consulting, auditing, training in food safety and relevant fields for over 28 years. Honorable Sanjay Indani sir has been working as a resource person for FOSTEC with FSSAI. Also, he is functioning as lead instructor for preventive control qualified individual training for human food and animal food. Sir is closely associated with auditing field and worked as auditor for renowned certifying agencies like DNV Global and BRC certification program. Further in auditing profession, Sir has achieved a landmark of 500 plus Monday audits and 1000 plus training regarding food safety, food hygiene in food processing sector. Now, I would like to request our honorable speaker, Mr. Sanjay Indani sir, to proceed with his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, dear friends, to start with, I would like to thank you, the team behind this, all staff, my friends, professors at ESP College of Food Technology for their efforts to initiate this program and invite me for this speech. And I appreciate you all for sacrificing your afternoon sleep, post-lunch sweet sleep. I really appreciate that. So, as per the stipulated time, I'll complete my session and then we will have at the end question answer. So today we will discuss about the career opportunities in food technology for a food technologist. So if you can fit, there is a wide scope, a tremendous opportunities lying outside, because there are multiple areas, multiple verticals which are available in various sectors and different positions. So even though we see today there are many opportunities, it's a small plant which is yet to grow. And it will become the ocean of opportunities for the food technologist. Because we have enormous jobs to do, profiles to manage, and if you are versatile, if you are dynamic, then you can get into various fields. So what are those opportunities we will discuss. But before that, we will see where we stand as India. We are one of the largest milk producers. You must have heard a couple of times in your degree program, or you will heard if you have not heard this. In fruit and vegetable, we are second. In grain processing, cultivation, we are second. Sugarcane, we are second. So we have a lot of potential as far as primary production is concerned. But the processing is still lacking in almost all areas except the dairy. So talk about fruit and vegetable processing, it is just 10%. Meat and poultry, it is 10 to 12%. Marine, grain processing techniques, oils and fat production. We do a lot of import of oils and fat products and do refining here and other fast moving consumer goods. So on these products, these verticals, these categories, there is a continual growth in the process, and that will create an additional opportunity to us. So as we discussed, as I said, that even though we are producing a lot of products, lot of material, lot of raw material, the processing is lacking due to n number of reasons. But slowly the things are changing and we are moving towards the processed food. After COVID, let me tell you, there will be a big opportunity for export, and already we have started seeing that effect in the market, in the industry. Those organizations who were in export, believe me, they are working 3 shifts to cater the requirement of importing country. So there are many countries where we can initiate, and we have initiated the processes, the processed products, and that export will certainly give boost to our food processing. So if we look at the food processing industry structure, we have only 25% organized, 33% in small scale industry, and 42% in unorganized sector. Now there are a couple of factors which are moving the industry from unorganized to small scale and small scale to organized sector. Regulatory compliances, consumer demand, consumer expectations, booming food processing sector, customer requirements, all these are factors which are pushing the food industry from unorganized sector to small scale industry and from small scale industry to organized sector. So we down the line in 5-10 years, you will see the reverse figures, 25% unorganized and maybe 42% organized. So that is going to happen. And that will create a lot of job opportunities and the scope to food technology. Because there are various drivers which are pulling the food processing sector. The processed food, because of the capabilities of consumer, increased spending power, the people are opting for processed food. We know that everyone is working now, and due to that, the nuclear family structure is increasing, and that is bringing a demand to processed food. Post-COVID, there is a big demand for the nutritional food, healthy food, and also functional food. Because people are cautious, instead of spending on medicine, people are ready to spend on food now. The modern trade formats, online buying, private label penetration into the market, all those are another factors which are boosting the food processed. So these are various factors which are boosting the food processing and increasing the demand of processed food. So let us have a small poll. you will receive two questions and you will have 30 seconds to answer the question. Now these questions are framed considering that most of the participants would be students. No matter, everyone can answer that. So I'll post the questions now and you have to click the answer. There are two questions to this and that will bring little understanding of what we are and what we want. So I expect everyone to click, make it fast, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I'll still wait because I'm getting few answers. Because only 30 of 57 have been voted, so I'm waiting others to vote. Okay, so 50% have voted, so I'll end the vote polling. And I'll share the results now. So you can see 40% have answered that they will go for post-graduation studies in India. 9% would like to go for post-graduation overseas. 28% would like to work in industry and 22% would like to establish startup. Very good. I'm really happy that no one has clicked wait for God's help. I hope you have looked into that aspect also. And 34% of participants, they say they would like to go in production, 34% in quality, surprisingly, 34%, very good. 13% in R&D and 6% in techno-commercial and 13% in food safety and regulatory compliance. Very good. So different dimensions of our profession, what you would like to go, what you would like to do. You can opt for higher education. So as it was mentioned, you can go overseas, or we have many good colleges now who are offering you higher education. You can go for that. Many times I was asked this question that shall I go for a job immediately or shall I go for higher education? If you have any plan, future plan to study after working into industry for 2-3 years, then better you do higher education now. Because once you join industry and then you want to come back for higher education, that becomes little challenging in many scenarios. So go for higher education, so you complete your education part and then look for the profession. Because till the time you complete your higher education, the scenario would change in the industry. So those who wants to go for higher education, whether it is post-graduation, doctorate or whatever, please do that. Because of course, high education is valued. The next is you enter in private sector. Many aspirants I found talking that I want to join MNC. It's always dream to join MNC. But friends, believe me, trust me, what MNC teaches you is sometimes not really applicable in the small organizations. The small organizations, you get to learn so many things. So there are advantages and disadvantages of working in MNCs or in the small organization. So it depends upon the person how the person utilizes that knowledge for the betterment. After private sector, there is one more lucrative, that is government sector. Yes, there are limited positions, limited seats, but yes, there are chances. If you're lucky and doing that course, the government has declared to appoint certain people, then you get that chance. Startup, as the poll indicated, more than 22% people wanted to enter as a startup. That's a brilliant idea. And what can be done in startup, that we will see. Academics, yes. Not all colleges have good professors like your college. So there is always a demand in academics, in research and development. But of course, there you need to have a better and higher education, which will help you to enter at better level and get a better performance. So in higher education, you prepare yourself for masters, and those graduates who are in second year, third year, they must have started working on that for the exams. If not, please do that, do start, because there is competition and you need to work hard for that. Those who have completed masters, they may look forward to enter as a doctorate and also need to prepare. There are many universities now, they are offering PhD courses. You are very lucky that all these opportunities are available now. And if you talk about learning, it's a continual learning. Whatever you complete, the day of learning doesn't stop. So again, there is one question for you. Those people who said that they want to join post-graduation, there is only one question, just to understand which college or which university you would be interested in. This has nothing to do with any preference. So there is only one question which you need to click, those who want to go for higher education. Your time started now. I'll wait for another 5 seconds because only 50% people have voted. Okay. So 55% people want to go for CFTRI, 14% IFPT, and 28% NIFTAM, 28% ICT, and 21% MIT, 10% as it was overseas. Yes, they still stick to their decision, that's great, and 3% for LUP. Very good. So, whichever university you would like to go in, please remember you need to work hard, you need to start working. Simply keeping dream will not get you the result. As far as professional private sector is concerned, what are the different areas where you can work? Manufacturing, production process, quality. So whether it is a small company, big company, which product, irrespective of that, you can enter in any manufacturing setup. There is one more, a very good area, that is supply chain management. Supply chain management with this retail and e-commerce, the supply chain management has got a tremendous importance. And I found many, seldom or rare people, a food technologist working in a supply chain management portfolio. I have one of my classmates who is working in Kargil. He is a supply chain head. Because he accepted that challenge, now he is managing that. Many times I found food technologists thinking that no, this is not my job. Managing the supply chain, managing the transporters, logistic operation is not my job. Please remember, certainly that knowledge, that experience will help you. Warehousing operations, there are many private organizations who are providing the warehousing solutions to the multinational companies, to the companies who import, export various foods. The warehousing includes ambient storage, cold storage, chilled storage, and at that warehousing we need a food technologist to manage various quality assurance aspects. Again there I found very low number of food technologists accepting this as a profession. I have mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, BSc graduates who are managing the quality function in the warehousing. Retail, as we discussed, the private labeling by retail has increased tremendously, and you have quality function there, you have logistic function there, you have vendor management function there where you can fit in. Third party management is also one of the important activity which is conducted in retail. Hotel and catering, we always think that that is not my area. Particularly I am focusing on QSR, quick service restaurants. You would like to eat burgers and pizza every week, but when you think of working there, I don't think that you will be easily opting for that. So please remove this block from your mind. You need to work on it. E-commerce, the online business, again in that the legal compliance, quality compliance, is important. So we have a couple of friends, juniors, who are working in the e-commerce portfolio. Laboratories, we always look into the lab function as the secondary, and we think that only BSc chemistry and microbiologists should work in the laboratories. No, if you are a food technologist, you should work in laboratory and get a sound knowledge on the analytical aspect. Because the practical aspect of the testing, we hardly get the exposure to. We learn so many techniques in theory, but when it comes to real testing and what we learn and what is practiced today is completely different. So when you join laboratory, you get to know HPLC, LCMS, gas chromatography, and so on. There are n number of areas to explore there. We have many people who are working in certification agencies. Many of our friends, they keep dream to work in certification agency because it is a white collar job. No, but you need a lot of competence to work in the certification agency. So first you build that competence and then enter into certification agency. Banking sector, there are opportunities. You need to keep eye on it. And a software development is one of the area where you can work as a domain expert. As a food professional, you are a domain, you have that domain expertise which can become input to the software producer. So these are certain professional areas where you can work, verticals where you can work. You can work as a technologist, you can go into quality assurance, quality control, you can get into R&D, legal expert. I always tell during my training program that if you want to crack any interview, please learn legal aspects, regulatory aspect. We are not focused on this part. Last 4 or 5 years, I have seen a lot of food technologists working on it and getting into better legal knowledge. In addition to that, you have understanding of national and international requirement, and you can become a food safety expert like me. One area where you need to look into is techno-commercial activities. So techno-commercial, particularly for new products, new ingredients, these positions are very lucrative. But you should be good at selling. Many times people ask me, after I do MBA, I want to work in production line. So make it clear what you want to do. And if you want to do MBA and go into production, so look for that stream of MBA. Don't do marketing or legal and then enter into production. So you have to match your qualification with your dreams, where you want to be. That is important aspect. So now I will again raise 2 questions because I want to understand few terminologies which you must have read into the books, you must have heard from your teachers, parents, and those called a very sincere, very etiquetteful people, you must have learned from them. So I want to understand your preparedness for this, because all these are bookish word, seems to be bookish, but unless you practice this, you will not be successful professional. So I am putting two questions in front of you just to understand what is our thought process. So I'm launching this and you will receive it now. I request you to mark both the questions. Second question, you have multiple choices. So please select multiple choices because it is a blend which you need in your personality. I'll wait for another few seconds because I received only 50% till now. Okay, now we are reaching 60%. Okay. So 43% says that they want to innovate, they like to innovate. That's great. 30% people think that they are good at process management. 17% they are good at people management, and 9% they feel that they can convince well. Now, what is the significance of this poll or understanding of this? If your in mind says that I'm good in people management, you demonstrated that you are good in people management, then you can be at the processes like production, where there is interaction of the people, supply chain management, where you need to manage the people. So this will give you a clarity that in which profile you will fit. Those people who say that we are good in process management, they can enter in production, quality, supply chain. Those who think that my interest is to innovate, then better you opt for research and development, R&D, or some kind of innovation, and also you can think of startup. Those who feel that okay, you are good in convincing, you are fit for marketing job. It can be techno-commercial, it can be pure marketing, irrespective of that, but you have that abilities, capabilities to deliver. So you will be more successful there. It doesn't mean that in the process or in the quality you need not convince or you don't need to convince anyone. Convincing is a part of human life. Every stage, every step you need to convince. You need to convince your parents, you need to convince your brother, sister, you need to convince your friend, you need to convince your teacher. So what not, where not, everywhere. But this will give you a fair idea of your personality and the preference of your work. So the book words or the words which you or most of students they hate. Hardworking, sincerity, dedication, passionate. What is this? What are these words? Honesty and loyalty. Trust me, my friends, unless you have these abilities, can't get success in any stream, in any field, in any sector. You need to compete with your own every day. And those people who said smart working, 65% people said smart working. If you are thinking that smart working is not a hard working, please take out that from your mind. Hard working is part of smart working, but you need to manage that work smartly. That's why it is called a smart working. Smart working many times is misunderstood, and that clarity should be taken. So I'm really happy that you all, more than 40% people, have said that you are dedicated, you are sincere, you are passionate for your work. And that will bring success to your life. Trust me. We are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are discussing about startups. So if you have any idea in the mind, start churning that. Keep working on it. Because this will be one of the brightest vertical which need to be worked on. You should consider your budgetary preferences. First, you should have budget in your mind. And of course, what product, which area. So you can have enormous newly developed products like juices, as we discussed. Now you look into a health aspect in all products. Look for the health aspect. That will give a click, that will give entry to the market. So may it be QSR, may it be dairy, may it be bakery, any startup you are working on, please think how this is different than other. And that change will bring a lot of prosperity to your business. So think how this product can be made better and acceptable to the consumer. So many new blends have come. It is not only the traditional food, but those traditional food are now blended with the other foods and turned in a different way in the regulation. And this will be a future of food now. Because consumer is ready to pay. But you have to create that difference. It can be probiotic food, it can be prebiotic or specialty food, or can be novel food which is not at all available. You can think of. On the other side, you can talk about health supplements, nutraceuticals, food specially for dietary uses, and dietary management foods. So these are different foods. You need to blend this with the traditional food and make it a convenience and bring it on the plate of consumer. So this will bring a lot of innovation in the traditional food and acceptability to that. So what is required is thinking out of the box. So if you want to be successful, try to think out of the box, try to innovate, try to do it differently, and that will bring success to you. And there are many examples. Swiggy, Zomato, these online portals are classic examples. Cloud kitchens are now being discussed. Cloud kitchen is a classic example. So think on this aspect and work on it. The definition of startup you need to comply to if at all you have to or you want to go for any startup category. It should be registered firm or a business. Proprietorship is not acceptable, and it should be less than 7 years of establishment, less than 25 crore turnover. These are the definitions, these are the compliance requirement for startup. So no harm whether you are into software, whether you are into online portal, whether you are manufacturer, whether you are trader, whether you are retailer, supplier, distributor, supply chain supporter, whoever you are, you can support the food chain from any perspective and you can be a startup. But you need to look into those compliances and those details can be opted on the website. So out of these participants, I wish few names, few participants may blink in future here, maybe after 5-10 years, and I will be happy to receive you here. Many times the government jobs are considered or interpreted in both way, good or bad. Good from the stability per se, it has been told to you and many times we have that experience that stability is there, this, that. But trust me now, there are pressures. There is a lot of pressure on this sector also. So don't think that you will be at ease or you will be comfortable or you will enjoy. No, you have to deliver. Because the entry itself is a challenge and then how you sustain that is the next challenge. So if you want to enter into the government jobs, please prepare. FSSAI will require technical officers, food safety officers. Recently there was examination, so keep watch on that. Those who have completed final year and they are appearing or they are pursuing post-graduation, you can keep attending those exams whenever it is declared. FDA, state FDA, there is a big requirement and huge employment being generated, particularly in certain northeast regions, also in Andhra Pradesh and other states. And other state candidates can also participate. There is no harm into that. So FDA requires food safety officers, assistant commissioner, those positions. Other government agencies like AGMARC, BIS, Warehousing Corporation, Banking, APEDA, they require food technologist as a technical officer. So if you enter as a technical officer, even if it is on contract, that gives you a better exposure to the regulatory framework. So keep watch and prepare properly to crack this. So once you are inspector or you are selected as food safety officer, then you can work on various sectors, various profiles. You can get into inspection, you can get into auditing. After completion of or after 2-3 years of working as a TO, technical officer, you can get into hygiene audits, compliance to legal requirement for FBOs, guidance on those part, conduct internal audits for various organizations. You can work as empaneled professional with various agencies, because you will have a strong industry network and understanding while you have worked as an inspector or auditor or a technical officer. So what is required is not only the food technology knowledge, you need to be more versatile now, because as we discussed, there is a tough competition, huge competition outside. So only with food technology there are limitations. So you need to learn new things. What are the new innovative techniques being used? Maybe production, maybe packaging. I don't know, you must have been taught about the smart packaging, but we must have learned that for that class, studied for that class, and just forgot. No, it is a reality. Smart packaging is a reality. Intelligent packaging is a reality. So how much do you know about that? Do you want to get into that field? Do you want to get that expertise? Those aspects you need to now work on. Digitalization, important aspect. Mechanization of the processes. So you must know machines, you must know engineering aspect. I have seen, I think 2-3 years back, there was a complete revamp of our courses, and a lot of engineering courses have been introduced. Engineering aspect have been introduced. Why it was required? It was required to make you versatile, fit into all shoes. The new words like artificial intelligence, you must know that, how this is being used in the industry. The food processing will go to what level in usage of artificial intelligence, and how this can be utilized in your profession. You need to think of. Big data analytics is one more area which is booming up. Next 10 years, it will be a huge demand for this. And if you want to get into this portfolio, you start working on it. I hope and I know that statistics is one of the subject for graduation and post-graduation, and we are really sick of that. Mathematics, statistics. We always think that why this was introduced in this BTech food technology. But dear friends, it is very important to know the statistics, because the data analytics will give a new direction to the professional working in this area. So if you have a food domain expertise, and if you are into data analytics, you will have a better opportunities, and the remuneration consideration will be multiple folds as compared to normal performance. So it is very, very important that these terminologies, don't let go, think on it, See that if you want to make career in this, whether it suits to your taste, and you start working on it. Many times I speak to people and they say, what is this? Why do we need to do a data analysis? But this data analysis will be one of the important field in next 5 years. Machine learning is growing now. Various industries are working. If you want to go for multinational company, you must know what is machine learning, how it is happening, what are the different aspects. So in addition to your food tech knowledge, you please gain this knowledge so that you can be different than others. We simply keep blaming to the system, to the industry, but we need to rethink that am I suitable for the industry? Now the industry doesn't ask what you will do or will you be able to do this. The industry asks you, tell me how you will be useful to me. And there you should be able to justify that and prove your usefulness to the industry. And if industry finds that you are useful, believe me, no one can stop you. Gain this knowledge, work on it, and improve your own competence. So to be successful, you need to see your future, be creative and innovative, look at the shift in the market, what is happening. When I'm saying it is not only the product market, it is also the job market, it is also the high education market, what is happening. Instead of going only for normal post-graduation, you can opt for statistics or something like that. Many times I was told by students that no, if I get post-graduation, MTech in this college, I will go for that. Otherwise, I'll sit in home for next 1 year and I'll prepare. Why? There are enormous opportunities in other areas also, as we discussed. Work on machine learning, work on blockchain technology, work on statistics, and see you are better than a normal postgraduate, a food technologist postgraduate. So you need to create new products to be successful, new processes, work on new markets and new deliveries if you are thinking of startups. And you need to take a risk, more money, more risk, more opportunity. Many times we get stuck up in getting a job, and that is a hard fact, a reality, because there are many mind blocks I have seen. I want only this area, I want only this field. Many times I interview many students and they say that, okay, I'm not comfortable in joining this. I'm not comfortable going in interior part. I'm not comfortable in going to this industry. In Mumbai itself, we face a lot of problem. We have almost 10 colleges in Mumbai who are giving post-graduation in food technology and food allied, food nutrition, food processing, food preservation, food technology and whatnot. but they don't want to go. The person who is on Western line, they'll say, no, no, I can't work in Thane or Bhiwandi. I want only in Andheri and Borivali. So if you are so choosing that limit your growth, that limit your professional achievements. So you need to take more risk, be open, be versatile, and see the success you achieve. I don't want to discuss about unsuccessful people because I know you are not part of this, because those who are attending, participating, that itself indicate that you will be successful and you are spending time, you are putting your efforts to be successful. So to summarize my topic, you can opt for higher education, you can opt for private sector job. Also we discussed about the government opportunities, what and where, and we also spoke about the entrepreneurship, startups, which you can put up, which you can start. And I always say, those who work hard, those who work smart, now in your terminology, including hard work, sky is the limit. Don't worry about what will happen, what is the future. There is a bright future. I just remember when I share this experience, I share this example in all my trainings. I completed my graduation in 1990, and at that time, very few industries, maybe 10, 12 industries were popular, and we always used to think, what next? What is the scope? And we used to ask our seniors, MTech students, MTech seniors, and those who are working as SRA, JRA, sir, आता पुढे काय? पुढे काय scope आहे food technology ला? I completed my graduation, post-graduation from College of Food Technology, Parbhani. Parbhani is in Marathwada, in Maharashtra itself. And my senior used to say, घाबरू नको बाळा, लय स्कोप आहे. A typical Marathwadian language, लय means खूप आणि scope आहे. So there is a tremendous scope. They used to tell us, but everyone was worried at that time. Today, the scenario is completely different, 360 degrees different. And that is why I say, sky is the limit. If you are a performer, you can change the game and you can win. So we always hope for the better tomorrow, and I wish you all for better tomorrow with your all passion, hard work, smart work, intelligent and efficiency. Thank you very much. If at all any questions are there, we'll discuss the questions.
Thank you very much, sir, for the session. We had a very informative session for career opportunities in food technology. Coming back to the next part of the session, that is question answer session. Should we start with the questions?
Yes.
So our first question is, does masters in private university makes difference?
Really not. If you do the masters in private university, it hardly matters. As far as the private jobs are concerned, private profession is concerned, your qualification is concerned, that hardly matters. But if you want to go for academic jobs or something else, then it would matter. But 90%, whatever is acceptable in industry, based on that, I'm saying it hardly matters.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, what are the various job opportunities and job roles available in food industry for students who have completed management studies in operations?
Okay. Uh, See, in current scenario, if you are a management student in operations, you can very well enter into a production, supply chain, distribution chain management, warehousing management. Don't restrict only to the food industry. You look at the food chain. So right from the initial part, okay, after the crop is harvesting, what is involved is a transportation, logistic operation. So right from logistic operation to the last end retail, you need to see that as the scope of your work. Many times we look at only manufacturing companies, and that is where the problem starts. We narrow that window. So we have been taught about the food chain. So let's look into the food chain as an opportunity. And believe me, there are tremendous opportunities. Now it is a matter of discussion, matter of debate, that what do you expect on a monetary terms, whether that will be paid or not. To start with, you need to compromise on that. I always tell during my all sessions, first 3 years, or rather first 5 years, you have to struggle. Struggle for money, struggle for job, struggle for higher reach, and so on. But once you complete your 5 year struggle, we have many examples that in first year itself they got a good opportunity. Don't think that they are lucky. I never say they are lucky. I say they have worked it a better way. They have planned it a better way. And that is why they deserve. So there are opportunities. Yes.
Moving on, our next question is, what are the job opportunities as a food technologist in hotel and catering and also in e-commerce? What are the pre-requirements?
Okay. Hotel and catering, we have many five-star hotels where the diploma holders are working now as a QA head. Can you just believe? There is one college in Mumbai that is called as PVP. They have diploma in food technology, and those students which have come from that diploma, they join hotel and catering because see, they start their job at a very ground level, at a very starting position, and gradually after 5 6 years they develop competence, they develop abilities, and they get the rise and high also. So my point is, there are opportunities. You need not do any catering diploma or hotel management diploma. That is not required because you don't want to get into F&B. In hotel and catering, what is your job is a food safety, food hygiene, regulatory. So you need to project yourself in that way. If you say, okay, I am a food technologist and I want a job, you should tell what you are going to do there, how you will be useful. So if you say, yeah, I can manage food hygiene, so you don't have any problem. I will manage record keeping, I will manage documentation. There is a job, there is opportunity in that sector also. Yes? I hope I have answered this. Am I audible? Because I can't hear anything from other end. Hello?
Hello,
Yes?
am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Sorry for the disruption, sir.
No
Uh,
problem.
so the next question is a masters in India or abroad, what is more beneficial?
If you are doing master overseas, first you need to decide where you are going to work. Are you going to come back and work in which sector, which area, which industry? Because if you have completed masters in overseas, a small scale organization will think, again it is a thought process, will think that, oh, you are very costly to them. You will not stay back because you have done a master's from overseas. So you are only suitable for good companies, well-stable companies, MNCs, and you will not fit into my profile. You will not fit into my work structure. So you need to decide after you come back, you have to focus only in these areas. Are you okay with that? Then you go for it. Or you want to get a startup, so then go outside, learn various techniques, and then come back and introduce. Certainly there is advantage, but you need to see pros and cons. If you are doing a post graduation in India, the advantage is your cost will be low, you are very close to family, and learning cannot be stopped. You can learn. If you have that zeal, you can learn. There are enormous opportunities to learn. And you can save money and you can start up. You can start working on parallelly on something which you can establish in the next 2 years. I have a couple of examples where the postgraduate has started the company, the organization, the product. In next 2 years, that product was stabilized. So there are pros and cons of both profiles.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on, next question is after completion of BTech, what are the opportunities in government jobs?
A government job for technical officer, food technology graduation is sufficient. They don't ask for post graduation. So, food safety officer, technical officer, these are the two positions. And through MPC, whatever, or in banking also, you can get into as a technical officer or a reviewer. Now, at the same cost, at the same percentage, if the postgraduate is available, then the preference is given to postgraduate. That is the only threat. Otherwise, there are opportunities because even if you enter in government or in private, after the graduation, in next 2 years, you are as equivalent to the postgraduate because you have earned 2 years of experience. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Our next question is, one of the participant wants to know what is your opinion about masters in LPU?
LPU is a good university and the campus is good. They are working hard because they want to create that credibility in the industry. So the facilities are good and the opportunities are also good there. In my opinion, in addition to the name, it is the student who utilizes that knowledge, that area, that resource to the benefit of the student is a wise student. So LPU is certainly a good option for PG.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is, what are the career opportunities in auditing sector and which sectors are offered in India for auditing?
Auditing is it has a tremendous scope, and in next 5 years it is going to increase because the demand is increasing, legal requirements, compliances are increasing. But the only point you should understand here is, as a fresher, you should not enter into the auditing field. You should work in the industry, you should make your hands dirty, then you understand how the processes are performed, what are the ground realities, what are the challenges in the process. And then when you enter in auditing after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of work experience, so I am saying 2 years to 5 years because you can learn many aspects in 2 years in the industry. And then as a junior auditor, you can start working in some organization. But if you complete 5 years, then you can start working as a lead auditor, a trainee lead auditor. So with 2 to 5 years of experience, you get to know how the things are performed, what are the challenges, and then you when understand the national international requirements, you can be a good auditor. So as an auditor profession, you need to start work in the industry and then you enter in the auditing field. So auditor, there is a huge demand for good auditors. The only challenge again I would say, this is though you feel that this is a white collar job, there is a tremendous pressure in this profile. And if you don't like traveling or if you are homesick, if you want to be with your family, please don't opt for this. You need to be the person who loves traveling, who loves eating outside, who don't mind be away from home for 1 week, 10 days, then only you enter in auditing field. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir, for the guidance. Moving on to the next question. What are the benefits from MTech in ICT Mumbai?
ICT name itself, नाम ही काफी है. So it is something like you have a normal feather and a silver feather in your cap. So it is as good as that because the facilities which are available, the focus on the work, practicalities, the industry approach, the knowledge level of teachers there, and also the hard work which is put in by students is enormous, and that's why the name of ICT is a very good in the industry, and that will give you mileage.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, our next question is, what are the career opportunities after completing MSc at abroad?
So as we discussed, if you are doing any post graduation from abroad, you first try to approach the multinational companies, and again I would say don't focus only on the manufacturing segment, look at the food chain. Why we are taught the food chain? Because we need to look into our application in the food chain at every step. I don't know how many of you would go for a cleaning or sanitizing manufacturing company as a food professional. You will say what you are talking. But yes, dear friends, there is a possibility if you prove that you are suitable for that profile. Because that comes in techno-commercial, that comes in understanding the processes, that comes in understanding CIP, COP requirement of the industry. So there are opportunities. You need to look into that from the different angle. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Moving on, the next question is, which are the good universities overseas for MTech?
This I'm really not very familiar. Okay, so maybe you can look into, you can take reference, but if you want, I can get back to you because I need to consult few of my juniors who are already there. Okay, so you need to pardon me for that.
Yes, sir. No problem. The next question is, what are the job opportunities in certification program?
So as we discussed in certification program, as an auditor you can work, as a licensing officer you can work, as a technical officer you can work. Okay, so there are many opportunities as a technical expert, a domain expert. Okay, and to manage the documentation, record keeping, audit management. So there are opportunities in various streams, in various portfolios there in the certification agency.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is, what will be the chances of career after having short courses in sensory and consumer awareness?
Uh, See, there are many short courses which are available. Now, if you undergo a short course, that will add to your CV. That is the first benefit you have. Second, once you join the industry, and if any opportunity in that sector, in that part, in that profile comes, you will be preferred. And that is an additional advantage to you. So don't think that this additional qualification is going to help you or not. Keep adding the qualifications. Of course, you should have some regularity in that, that in which area you are going. If you wish to work in quality, your sensory evaluation will certainly will help you. In next 5 years there will be a new area which is only sensory evaluation of the product, because today we are talking about tasting of the product on physico chemical microbiological properties, but the organizations are now looking at a sensory evaluation as one of the important critical process, not only in the wine industry or tea coffee industry where the testers are in a big demand, but we are talking about the examples like bakery products, we are talking about the juices, we are talking about milk products, we are talking about all those future foods, probiotics, prebiotics. The sensory properties are now considered as prime importance, as important as physico-chemical microbiological properties. So that is going to be a booming area. And of course, if you get an expertise in that, certainly you have a bright future. Okay?
Thank you so much, sir. Our next question is, which food-based courses will be beneficial after graduation for business purpose in India?
Business purpose, as you said, you can go for MBA, you can go for short business management courses, or I would suggest if you are looking for a business management, join a small company, a small organization with 50, 20, 25, 30 people, whatever may be the product, whether it is an ice cream making company or a bakery company or a fruit and vegetable processing company, you join that and try to learn in and out of the business. Believe me, instead of doing some course, this 2-3 years of experience will certainly help you a lot. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Moving on, the next question is, what are the benefits of food being food safety mitra?
A Food Safety Mitra is an initiation of FSCCI. This is to help the FBO with respect to understanding on the food requirements, food regulation requirements. So as a Food Safety Mitra, you have more responsibilities than what are taught in the course. So don't think that you qualified as a Food Safety Mitra and now everything is done. So as a Food Safety Mitra, if FBO comes to you and asks you, tell me how I'm going to get a license, you should be able to tell how to take license, how to take registration, what are the procedures, you need to help him. If that FBO asks you, tell me how do I comply to hygiene requirements, you should be able to tell that. So as a Food Safety Mitra, you have more responsibilities, you need more depth of knowledge to get into that field. Again, this is an additional qualification, this is additional feather to your cap. So at least you have learned something, but please don't stop there. You need to pursue, you need to study more aspects and the responsibilities of Food Safety Mitra. Okay?
Thank you, sir. The next question is it better to do masters in dairy technology after BTech in food technology? What's your opinion?
Uh, Again, I'll say there is no harm, but yes, uh, dairy graduate and dairy postgraduate will be preferred in the dairy industry. A food technologist with the dairy post graduation will be preferred in milk products being manufactured by other industries. A classic example is I'm not a dairy unit, but I'm a sweet manufacturing company. And Indian sweets are getting popularity. So a food technologist with a dairy knowledge, we certainly will be acceptable there. Bakery industry, they are using some milk products or milk-based products, and the food technologist with a dairy background, he will be certainly preferred or she will be certainly preferred there. So it all depends upon the industry where you want to go. Okay?
Okay, the next question is, which field is better to do in masters after BTech in food technology?
Which field is better?
Yeah, which field is better to do in masters after BTech in food technology?
Okay. So, as I told you, you can do even statistics, and there are opportunities. You can go into machine mechanics, blockchain management, or any kind of analytical aspect. There is a scope. So the after you complete the qualification, you need to see where is the opportunity. If I'm going to do post graduation in simple commerce, will that help me? Of course, if I'm a BTech food technologist, I go for MTech food technology. The road is smooth, the path is smooth. But if I want to change the track, then I need to see where I will be more suitable. Why don't you go for packaging technology? So you are a food technologist with a packaging material background, you will be picked up by the industry because you know in and out of packaging, and packaging is one of the area where the food industry struggles. So choose like this. Okay?
Okay, the next question is, a course from CFTRI is sufficient to build a good package job?
Uh, if it is PG, yes. And again, what are your dreams of that package? I don't know. Because for me, package, if I'm a starting person, if I get 2.53 lakhs, I'm happy. But some people they want 10 lakhs. So it depends upon what are your dreams. Then you have to prove. So I'm not saying that 10 lakhs is not a possible package. Yes, there is a possible. That is possible. But you need to prove for that. You need to have that track record. You need to work hard there. So all those things are there. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I think this is our last question. Is there any specific opportunities for doing business in India government scheme?
Yes, startup schemes are there. Ministry of Food Processing schemes are there. APEDA has a scheme. DIC, they have the schemes. NABARD has a scheme. So right from a transportation vehicle, cold store, transportation vehicle, cold store, farmer producer company, fruit and vegetable, there are a number of business and there are a number of packages are available. But my frank opinion to you, don't look at the package, don't look at the subsidy as a button. No. If you are working for subsidy or if you are working to get only that benefit, you will not be successful in your business. Because I have seen couple of businesses where they have considered this 50%, 40% subsidy part in their working. They thought that this money will come, and at the end, it was a big failure because of the financial crunch. So just don't think. If you want to really get into a startup, think that you are not going to get any benefit because we don't know what policies will be changed, when the policy will be changed. After Corona, we can see the complete money is diverted from all other schemes to only this Corona rescue operations. So don't depend upon that. If you want to set up a business, just have a business mind. Whatever comes to you through the subsidies, through the government funding, that is an additional advantage to you. That's all. Okay? I hope this was useful to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Due to time limitations, we will be moving on to the last session. With your permission, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Privilege having this wonderful session with you, sir. Thank you from the bottom of heart for joining us here. I'm confident your valuable guidance have encouraged all the aspirants to choose their further careers. Lastly, thank you all the participants for their cooperation. A little reminder, our next session will be tomorrow at 11 p.m. on opportunities in entrepreneurship, which will be presented by Mrs. Manjusha Bhave. So you all are requested to join 15 minutes prior to the session. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.